You are listening to Power Stance Gamers Podcast, the best place for quality tabletop banter. With your hosts, Jacob, Greg, and Muddy.
G'day everyone, Jacob Connor here for Power Stance Gaming with your hosts, Mr. Greg Millsop.
Morning, listeners.
And Mr. David Muddy Muddyman.
How you going, guys?
Alright, what we're going to do is a bit of a special episode this week. Not your usual programming because most of us spent the weekend at the QNK Premier event.
Oh, thanks for rubbing it in.
Oh, sorry, Muds. Where were you?
Between work and children.
Yep.
Well, there.
Nice.
I did pop in for a couple of minutes to say hi to the Kings guys and have a check around of the tables. So.
Yep. And I do have to admit that Saturday morning was ice skating and stuff with my kids too. So.
Got to do the daddy stuff.
Oh, you
So
do, especially when it's a struggle. The struggle is real.
Just had to push through it.
Yeah.
So out of everyone, I was the most dedicated.
You were the
PSG.
most dedicated.
You were the gamiest.
I wouldn't say gamiest. Maybe dedicated. Definitely.
No,
dedicated hobbyist.
Pretty much gamey. I saw your bendy ruler too. When I came over, he's bending
Alright,
it and shaping it. Yeah.
No, that was my tape measure. That's about 10 years old. It's seen better days.
Alright, so a bit of background though. The Premier event's been an event that, that's had a bit of history with us, hasn't it? So,
A birthplace, if you will.
birthplace of, what?
Oh, didn't you create it?
I didn't create it. I was part of the committee that ran the first one, and the second one, and the third one. But,
Yeah, I'm still thinking it's a birthplace, but anyway.
So is this your first year taking a back seat?
This is my first year not being involved in the running of it. So, it's been a very interesting experience looking in from the outside. And it's hard too.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Well, as in, what did you see? What did you note?
Alright, we might get to that as we go through the days, I think.
Okay.
And it's really tricky for me to sort of separate myself from, how I would have done things, or how I have done things. Like when
Definitely, yeah.
you sort of have that going on, and you go, right, just, if I choose to step back from something, I have to
You
go,
don't want
right.
to be the backseat driver.
Yeah, exactly. But we might get straight into it. Saturday.
Yeah, maybe I'll chime in, given that I was the only one there all day, perhaps.
Playing competitively, yes. Yeah.
Well, what else is it like? If you weren't playing competitively, you were going to be either running the cafeteria or you're going to be a stall holder. And I'm not a stall holder.
You could have been playing Kings of Treachery.
Oh,
right, yeah.
So before we get too much further down that track, though, what events were on Saturday? So we had Kings of Treachery in the morning.
The Kings guys had Kings of Treachery, and then they had their, I guess they do it every year now, I guess you would say, the Big Bash, where they basically just have good versus evil, and they have a huge game.
Mega battle.
It's mega battle.
It was like 16,000 points, wasn't it?
16,000 points or something crazy, and they just push stuff around and have fun.
Cool.
Which is good, considering, I think we spoke before plenty of times, Kings is can be dry, very tournament heavy. These guys are trying to push for a bit more fun at some of the events. Obviously not all events, but this one they've gone for the fun. And I think, so that was them on Saturday anyway.
Well, big shout out to Ken then for that.
Yeah, good work. I heard it was all pretty well done there, Ken. So, and thanks for the guys for giving Treachery a go.
Mm.
Yeah, good to see. Saturday also saw an Infinity event, Greg. What was that one?
So that was a retreat, I think it was. And that was just straight out of the box ITS. 3 missions, 300 points.
Yep.
And the missions, don't quote me here, I could get them mixed up, so you can correct me here if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Since you were there on the Sunday. I think it was safe area, quadrant control, and it was definitely highly classified, the last one, I remember that.
Yep.
Great missions, nice different complexity in selection of the missions.
Mm-hmm.
So really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, heaps of fun.
Nice. And what else was on Saturday?
It was 40k.
Yes.
And Ninth Age.
And Ninth Age.
Yeah.
Interesting. The
Bolt
G-Dub
actions
games
Was it
still
not?
going. Oh, and Bolt Action as
Bolt
well.
action as well.
Was that in the 40k room? It
Yes.
was.
Yeah,
it
so
was. I didn't
40k
see it.
and Bolt Action were in the dining hall.
Yep.
At the Memorial Hall. So yeah. 40k. We'll just have a bit of a chat about that. Interesting to see so soon into an edition, a tournament like that kicking off.
I guess the guys are keen.
Yeah, and it was great to see the big the one guy had the Magnus of the Emperor's Children. Is that right? The
Yeah, yep.
Magnus Primarch.
Yep.
And that model, like, I've never seen it before. So to see that in the flesh, so to speak, wow, what a bloody model! That's incredible. And also to see it in battle, wow! I would not want to take it on. No, thank you.
Just as an aside, I won the Ultramarines Primarch on eBay the other day.
Oh, you did you?
I did.
How much did you get it for?
Is that the one you said was getting ridiculously expensive?
Yeah. I snagged it for about $50 posted.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Without his two buddies.
Without his buddies, just him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
I'd be interested to see what he's like. Like, I haven't seen Magnus to see if he's a similar scale.
Yeah, it'd be interesting too. It's plastic, so... Is Magnus plastic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I think it looked good with the Primaris Marines.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, so there was a good number of players there.
It's 10. I think they had 10 or 12.
And it was low points, wasn't it? It was mainly to get people back into the...
1,500, I think.
Yeah.
It was a 1,500 mission, which is standard, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
That's how new we are back into the fold.
Well, the reason being, I think somebody had said on the Sunday that if they'd perhaps, given that the new edition was so new, if they'd gone for, say, 1,000, which I think the starter box is around about 900 we worked out.
Yeah,
when we did our Dark Imperium review.
Yep.
So you're looking at sort of 900 plus one, maybe more miniature, I don't know, or maybe one or two, and you're there as far as your army's concerned.
Yeah.
It might have been a better way, but look, I don't know, you'd have to speak to 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 find out.
I think most people that are probably going to go to a 40k tournament probably already got the 40k models anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
It's just a chance to
Yeah.
test out the new
edition.
rules
Yeah.
and,
I guess so.
kick around and see how they need to change things or not change things for
Yeah.
future events.
Well, that tournament would have got me there on the Saturday had I had enough models.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If I had have...
So are you in this? Is that what they're basically saying? If
Well-
they had been down to maybe at 900,000 points, would you have been able to make
If it had
that?
been 1,000 points, I would have had enough models to go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But you know, I'm the exception. I'm the one that's coming back in with Dark Imperium with no other stuff. So it's probably, as I said, not catered for me necessarily.
Mm.
But it'd be interesting to see what they do in future. And I think it was a good little starting point if they wanted to start running some more events.
I know certainly Mike Hurl is very keen to
Oh,
get
yeah.
40k kicking off again.
Well, he's already put up a
Saw that.
post on Facebook, basically saying let's get it on at
Yeah.
the club. So I
Yep.
was talking to him today, and he's keen to get 40k going back at Friday nights.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great news.
One more thing about 40k. When we went out for a few cheeky drinks on Saturday night, a member of the party, and I won't remark who, was talking about 50 Shades of Grey. And I said, oh, that's a terrible, terrible novel. And he said, no, I was talking about the painting of the 40k armies.
At the event.
Really?
So, yeah, a bit of shade there. That are we going to see grayscale bare plastic armies again? Or
I must admit, look, and I didn't pay much attention to the 40k. I looked at 4 armies, and they all looked fantastic. The Josh Bruce's Nurgles looked amazing.
Yep.
Then there was the Thousand Suns army, which looked great. There was an Imperial Guard army with a big Bane blade and all painted up with the classic Imperial Guard colours.
Yeah.
And then there was Chad's Gobos.
Chad's Gobos look
And
fantastic,
it looked
yeah.
amazing. So I didn't see any. I wasn't hunting for it, I must admit. And I was
Okay.
chatting to Mike when I was in there, so I didn't have my eye on the ball, so to speak. But the 4 armies I saw looked amazing.
It's a system that's been recently on its knees a little, right?
Yeah.
You know, struggling to get people to play. Are you really going to want to enforce something? And this is the guy that likes everything painted, right? You've got a system that's kind of been struggling, and here's its chance to maybe get some momentum. Are you really going to want to enforce painting conditions? Probably not, as much as it pains me to say it.
And certainly, I can't throw stones because the Infinity players is 1 or 2.
Oh,
Definitely
Yeah.
disgusting.
Definitely had bare metal, let alone.
Oh,
Yeah.
straight out of the blister.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
Bolt action looked really good though. I think there's
guys-
still 1 or 2 that
Really?
were a bit
Okay.
base codey.
Because the bolt action guys are the flames guys, yeah?
Yeah.
And they, like, I don't know, how many events have we been to? And you just go see the flames of war tables or
Yeah.
bold action. You're just like, oh.
But
it's
don't
just-
play if you haven't got 100% accurate
Yeah,
army, because they nail
that's-
you on it.
That's something that does scare some people who aren't is into the historical. I'm not a big fan of World War One, World War Two. That scares me away from the game.
Yep.
But
you were during the week messaging us, asking us what we knew about Roman Imperial banners because you didn't want to fuck up your cohorts.
That's right. Oh, I'm into that. I'm not really into World War Two, so yeah.
So that scares me. I don't know about you, but it's good.
I didn't pay much attention to the build action, to be honest. But one question I do have, just going back to 40k, was there a best painted?
Don't know.
Yeah, okay.
We might have
Just
to hit up.
interesting.
Was there paint scores?
Well, I don't know. Actually, I think there was, but it was kept separate from the battle scores. Like, for some reason, battle and sports. I remember someone talked about it on Sunday. I think Mike might have mentioned it again.
Yep.
That they kept the two scores somehow separate,
Mm.
and it was like, the question was, that's a bit interesting way to score a tournament.
Maybe they just wanted to give people the opportunity to maybe, talking about that momentum to maybe win without necessarily having the painting scores, and the painting scores were purely there for pageantry.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's right. That's right.
But
Yeah.
moving forward, I don't think that's something you're going to see for a long period of time. I'm assuming that's just an intro thing
Mm-hmm.
while it finds its feet.
Round the hall, we get to the Kings boys.
Yep.
So Kings of Treachery.
Kings of Treachery, yeah, they played that in the morning. I think I arrived just as they were either finishing that or had just finished. It sounds like it went all good. It was interesting. They said, "Oh, there was one little rule issue here," and I was there with my daughter, and they're explaining it to me. And then as they're explaining it to me, I think the light sort of struck them. They're like, "Oh, wait a minute, we just needed to use the rule book rules." And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, but it was good though. They were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I was pumped then too, because I was like, "Oh, phew, we didn't muck something up."
Yep.
So yeah, no, Ken run that. It seems like it all went pretty well. Couple of one of the comments was, it kind of sucks though when maybe you're last in the line. I think they had about 6 players playing on the board,
Yeah.
and one of the other comments was something like, "You probably need to play it on a bigger board." Purely subjective.
I would say 6 is probably pushing it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think 5 is the cap.
Yep.
Really.
Yeah,
for
they
it.
did 6 on a 6x4, and
No.
so they were basically
Yeah.
saying, if we did that again, we'd probably play it on a bigger board. Which that
sounds
up to
good.
You.
That's
or
probably
you could have
fine.
just dropped the points down as well. I'm assuming they would have run the 1,000-point thing, so that's 6,000 points worth of stuff on the board. Yeah, it's going to get real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which is a positive, but for some people who maybe don't get to go first or second, might be like, oh.
yeah. So 6 players waiting for 6 people to do
That-
their stuff before
Yeah,
you
that
get to
could
activate.
be painful, but like we said, it's just gotta let it go. It's
That's
pretty
all right,
pretzels,
yeah.
You know that when you go into it. So, but apart from that, all good. And then
The Mega
they had
Bag
the
will
big
look
bash.
good. Yeah.
They always do.
It's just craziness, the amount of miniatures on the table.
It kind of reminds me of like when you went back when you were a kid.
Yeah.
You played the game and they just took like the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Because you just put everything on the board. It kind of throws it back to those days. So,
Yep.
I tip of the hat to them for basically bringing the hobby back.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, great.
And then we had the 9th age guys. Did you grind?
I did. I had a good look around the 9th age tables. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just leave me cold at the moment. Fantasy,
Really?
yeah.
I'm the opposite, actually. I got pretty pumped up.
Really?
Walking around and seeing them. Yeah. I was like, wow, this is cool.
There's a few familiar faces.
Yeah, it was
amongst the crowd.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I don't know who it was. I'd never seen this gentleman before. He had the old school big hat Chaos Dwarves.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very cool.
Oh, I had to stop there, and I was having a chat, and he was
Yeah.
having a quick chat, and I was explaining it to my daughter, like, "Oh, yeah, Daddy had
but even the paint scheme, it was the old school paint scheme.
Complete.
These things I don't think I've seen in a lot of days since 1994.
I reckon he had to dust them off. Yep, and that was pretty cool to see.
That was very cool.
Yeah, and Burgers was there. I think I saw Dan Smart.
Dan Smart was there,
was
yeah.
rocking it. So yeah, it's similar.
Hegmeister was there.
Yeah, Haig. So I'm assuming. Did Haig win it?
No, he didn't.
Oh, what?
No, I can't remember because I said the same question and I can't remember who won it. It wasn't Heg. It wasn't Dan. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it was.
So the
I'm
old
sure we'll
die-
get
the old
one of the
diehards
ninth
are
age guys
still
will
there.
probably hit us up and say, "Oh, so and so won it." But I
Yeah,
can't remember.
well,
who
like
it was.
the old diehards were still there, so it's
Yeah.
good to see. You know
And-
what? Good to see them turn out supporting the game system that they want to see succeed.
Well, we've been hit up by Aidan, who was there playing ninth,
Yep.
to play doubles. Did he speak to you?
No, he didn't. He gave me a wave.
Yeah,
yeah.
So anyway, that
It was
wave,
probably-
that wave,
Maybe that wave was to come over here, but
Yes.
I
No,
just didn't.
to
read
come
it
hear the
properly.
wave, yeah.
that wave was. Oh, by the way, you're playing in doubles in September with your fellow co-host. So we're playing doubles now.
Good luck, fellas.
Where's that at? When?
Sometime in September, and
I kind of need to know for leave.
well, Aidan, if you're listening, could you let us know?
Actually, my work actually requires 6 weeks leave notice, and they're full
To
on
be
about
fair,
it.
he did actually message us
Did he?
like 6 months ago.
Oh,
But to his credit,
that's my fault.
Well, that's too long.
no. What
He's
happened
giving you
was
too much
His
notice.
Facebook account, his real name isn't on his Facebook account. So whenever he messaged us and I got it, which I sent on to you, I didn't know who it was because it's I can't remember the name, but it's a really obscure name. So
Alright,
it didn't register that it was
If
Aidan.
Aiden's listening, man, can you send us the
Do you
date?
send him all the obscure messages you get on Facebook? Is it like Russian porn bots and shit? Just
I
I don't remember getting
The thing
this.
is, it did actually specifically say, Muddy and Greg, you're playing ninth age doubles in September.
In
It was
September.
very specific, and hence why I forwarded on.
All right.
Do you know what? I did get a bit sad though at ninth age,
Oh, here we go.
and
Is there a tier?
not being like
Not being critical.
not being
but I
critical,
am.
but
Fair enough.
I think it's kind of just a sign of the times is that the terrain on the tables, you know,
Doing it for
it was a bit worn, a bit lackluster.
Are they using QNKs? Or
Yeah,
is it
and I
set
don't know what the story is, but I'm thinking, and I just remember and I know I
Can
shouldn't
I-
bag on about this, but our fantasy events we had,
Can
it
I,
looked good.
do you know why?
Yeah,
It was all our terrain.
yeah, probably.
It was. It was all that. We all used to take all our own.
At least
personal
50% of it
terrain,
was our terrain. At
Yep.
least.
Yeah,
and we kitted it out. and
'Cause
we
you did-
filled up the rest of from the clubs.
You had enough for 3 tables, and I had enough for 2 or 3
Yeah,
tables.
I was rocking
and
3
you
or
had
4.
2 tables.
2 tables. Yeah.
So there's, what's that? 10?
I don't know. It just it really brought to light the impacts of good terrain on the tables can sell your tournament.
Oh yeah, it draws your eye.
Yeah.
We're just talking about bold action and especially the Flames of War.
Yeah.
I've never played Flames of War, but every time I had to go over to their tables because they did such a bang up job with the terrain.
Yep.
Mm.
You know. So
You know, not telling anyone how to run their events, but gosh, some good terrain can make a big difference.
it's the massive difference. This is what my argument always was when we ran our ones was that
Yeah.
we had to separate our event from others, and I thought the terrain was the easiest one for us to muster, and that's why we even used to put the mats.
Did the Chad mats.
Did the
For
Chad
us,
mats, but that was all it required. Once you put the
Mm.
terrain on, that was cheap, quick, easy, and it made it look $1 million.
Yeah.
What are the Chad mats? Just for our listeners?
It was what's that shop? Spotlight, something like that.
Yeah,
It was
just-
fabric. He just bought some fabric, and then I think it was a spray paint.
A couple of
after
rattle
that.
cans,
Yeah,
yeah.
a couple of little bit of light sprays here and there, just to change the tones and pictures of the fabric, and it was. Once you put the terrain and the forests on and everything else, it looked really good.
Mm, it did.
So that's just one little observation, we'll call
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And then there's a couple of vendors there. There was BP Laser
Yep.
selling his wares.
Yeah, I spent money there.
You did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
What did you get?
Oh, just stuff.
Come
Just
on.
stuff. Here we
You're,
go.
you're amongst friends. This
Ah.
is
I bought some barricades and things
cool.
to fill out my modern table.
Okay,
All right,
well,
I'll be
it's
interested in
the
seeing
same.
them
Yeah.
because
Okay.
if I'd have seen them, I might have got them too. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think he
Is that
said he
because you
made
already
them
bought them?
with offcuts. So from like when he was cutting his sprues and stuff, he just
Little bits
piled up the
off.
offcuts
Yeah.
and banged them into barricades. Well, I thought it was really clever.
It is, yeah.
And I thought I could have been doing that for years. But I'm going to give you money because you thought of it. And I will, when he gets it up on the store, I have to buy one of his windmills.
Yeah.
Was it
They
really
are
good,
just,
was it?
oh, gorgeous. And I think Fantasy, Malifaux, whatever, it's just such a nice piece. Just
Walking
a
Dead.
centerpiece. Yeah, it might be a bit big for Walking Dead.
How big was this thing?
Oh, probably about that.
Decent, yeah.
Base.
Oh wow!
And then about that height.
Yeah, so that's about 20 centimeters round and probably 40 centimeters high
For
for
the listeners that
listeners
just-
at home.
Yeah, I just did it.
Can't
with
see
my hands.
Greg's hands.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, it's really nice.
Man,
So-
that bug hunt board is
The
still.
corridors.
Yeah,
You should buy it.
I know. I should.
You should.
Because I really need more terrain, don't I?
Yeah.
Given that I've already got 2 or 3 tables worth.
And then, as you said, you can do the inside outsides and all that sort of stuff. Imagine
It
like
looks
zero G outside and
See,
something inside.
see,
like-
if somebody watched Aliens, I reckon they would buy it straight away. Like if somebody watched Aliens movie, they'd just go, "Oh yeah, get it now. I understand." And
Maybe.
they'd buy it.
Maybe that's why someone's not watching Aliens. But the last one, Greg, Infinity, talk us through the Infinity event, how'd it go, how the trains, how the people,
Yeah, wicked.
how bad did
So-
JT fuck up running the thing?
No, he did a stellar job, old JT.
Stellar. Won the Stellar Award for
Stellar
TOing.
job until
You're just giving that out a bit too easy.
no, he did.
No, he did.
Because he lost his voice, starting to lose his
He
voice.
did, the poor bastard.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with him getting stuck into booze early doors, though. I'm sure. I'm
Nothing.
sure he would deny that as well. He
Oh,
would
might
go-
have been
he would-
cough
sorry,
medicine.
agree.
Well, it's the interaction with his
Yeah, his
cough
interaction
medicine.
with medications.
Yeah.
So tip my hat to JT. He did a great job keeping the whole thing on track. I think we finished on time, or maybe a few minutes beforehand on the Saturday, which was great. So again, he had this massive white what do you call them? Projector
Projector
screens.
screen.
And a
Yeah.
projector with a death clock.
Oh,
The death clock. Which was great because at any point in the game you could
knew
turn
how many
around
had.
and you knew exactly
Yep.
where
Yeah.
we were. And
Jeez, I
think-
wish more events did that.
absolutely, it's such a simple thing, but
Yeah.
it just it's
Because they used to do that down in Burwood for the Blood Bowl events,
Yeah.
and I always thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
But I never could be asked getting a projector. So,
That's why they don't do it.
And JT had the missions printed out this time, so again, big up. He's learned his lessons. He's taken on good feedback from his previous events, and he's
Yep.
listened and he's printed out the missions so we can all see it and read it.
so how was the vibe? Because this was the competitive ITS event.
Yep.
How was the vibe?
I would have said it was really relaxed. It was probably one of the most relaxed tournaments I've played in, to
Yeah.
be honest. And maybe that's because, we're getting the same sort of faces and whatnot to the events, and therefore we're getting to know one on each other.
Definitely, yeah.
I think that's probably part of it. We did have one newcomer in Nathan Barry. Big shout out to Nathan, who was technically his first game, really, because his very first game wasn't a proper ITS game. So
Okay,
this
yeah.
was his first proper ITS
ITS down the
game,
line,
so
yeah.
kind of his first game of Infinity.
Oh, I wish I had played him.
And look,
Would've
speaking to him
smashed
at
me.
the end of the day, he really enjoyed it. So I think that's testament to the people.
Did you play him?
No, I didn't play him.
Oh,
No, I didn't.
Greg
Easy
was top
points.
tables.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mr. Competitive.
Yeah, but the first round.
strategic. I mean, just strategy, mate. Just strategy.
Should have
Yeah.
grudged him first round then.
Yeah.
He didn't know he was going until. In fact, he didn't sign up until Friday night at 8:30. So the tournament was on Saturday, and Nathan dropped JT
Good effort.
a note saying, "Oh, by the way, can I rock along?" After me prodding him, saying, "Come on, come along." And it's the way you learn, They're not
Yeah.
a bad bunch.
Did he have a painted army?
He did.
Oh.
Yes.
See?
Did.
That bugs me that the noob first event rocks up with painted miniatures.
Don't you start. I know this is gone. Don't
And-
you dare.
Veteran competitive players
Don't you dare.
have unpainted miniatures.
Yeah, but it's because they start getting gamier.
It's only because there's other things that have got my attention at the moment,
Alright.
and I do not have the time to spend.
So you went to a tournament with unpainted miniatures.
No, they weren't unpainted. They were undercoated.
That's not painted.
It's undercoated.
While we're at it, best painted. How did that play out?
Best painted went to Nicholas Moriarty for it was a Eugene dude. I don't know the name of the.
Yeah.
It's a heavy infantry guy.
Because it was single miniature, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was very clever. I
Yeah.
thought it was a really good move on JT, again in the players pack. So rather than everybody put their armies up for display, or you put them out on the tables for display, you selected one miniature, you put up at the end of the tournament, and people voted on the single miniature. I thought it was a great
It's
idea.
especially good if you haven't got completely painted faction.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, but I think it's a good idea. It means then that people can focus.
Have you guys
on
got
one miniature.
painting points in your ITS pack?
No, it's
No
it's-
painting or sports, it's straight generalship.
Yeah.
Controversy though?
I'm
Because
not
it was
sure.
a commissioned paint piece?
Oh, well, it's yes and no. It did say in the players pack, to be fair, that commission painting. It was to be painted by yourself,
Okay.
essentially.
Yeah.
But Nicholas did clear it with JT and said, hey, he was full disclosure, hey, this is commission painted, is it cool? And JT, he basically asked the guys and everyone was cool with it.
Oh, look, as long as everyone's cool with it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
Absolutely.
And I think that goes to show that you can, if your players are happy, you can go with consensus.
I think that's right. It comes down to mutual agreement. If the players are happy, then cool.
Mighty looks ready to jump
You're
off something right
shaking
now.
your head, mate. What's going on?
Can't have a fucking rant here.
Yeah, off
Yeah,
you go.
go
You're,
for
you're
it.
shaking your
Are you
head.
fucking serious?
Well, JT's a TO. At the end of the day,
So-
it's the TO's call. So
Hear me out.
he,
So, best painted, not only was it not the best painted faction, which is, 10 fucking models, right? It's best fucking model.
23 if you're Greg's Pano.
It's the best fucking model of the 10 dudes, and it can be commission painted as well.
well, look, that's JT's call.
And the players were happy with that.
JT asked the players.
And the players were happy with that.
I'll be honest, I was surprised.
So that's PC for fucking shit. Cunt. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was generally surprised.
Oh.
But and then there's JT's tournament. Like we've said before, TOs make the call on a number of issues, not necessarily painting. But
That's just a weird. That is a very weird call in my head. That doesn't make any sense. Like best painted. It's not even the best faction. So you can literally rock up with one model painted.
yeah,
With
Well,
okay, cool.
That's the one that would have won it if it didn't have that in. He was fine with it because Greg wouldn't have won it.
You didn't want best painted.
no,
No, he wouldn't have won
I
it.
wouldn't have won it. So it didn't. Yeah,
Why?
the person who came runner up was totally cool with the whole thing.
Because there were better painted
There's
miniatures there,
better miniatures there.
according to the players that were voting.
All right.
Yeah.
So who got second then? Did they get asked if they?
Well, they got a prize too.
Yeah,
It was John Yance.
John Yates.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first game was against Jamie,
It better be
Who's-
funny.
who's about to be a father, first-time father.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
shout out to Jamie. Congratulations.
So we're not going to see him on the circuit for how many months, years? Do you think?
You know what? It depends
it's
on
tough to
missus.
tell.
Yeah, it does.
Mine was fine.
Oh, I don't know, young baby, first one, and when at
Straight
that
Yeah,
first
See,
12
it's
months,
opposite. Mine was fun with Lil. It was my first baby.
Yep.
I was straight back out there. But with Finn, it was a different story.
Yeah.
It was...
but that's because of all our, his allergies and stuff.
No, it was because of Lil.
Oh.
Two is harder.
No, I was the opposite. My first one was a nightmare, and once we had Rocky, then I was cool. I was like, off. See you
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
It's
Fair
the
enough.
opposite. So anyway, we mightn't see Jamie for a while, but so my first game was against Jamie. First time I played him. What an absolute legend! You've
I think
played him.
Yeah, I played him. He's
I thought you were
legend.
going to go, what a fucking tosser.
No, he is a great guy to play. Like,
Yeah.
so much fun in that game. Like, we sort of laugh and carry on. And he, in his second turn, he'd worked out that I'd actually killed his lieutenant. And he played his whole second turn without actually realizing that. So he got to the end of the second turn and went, oh, I just realized you actually killed my lieutenant. So I was lost lieutenant that whole turn. I've just done a whole pile of stuff. So what I'll do is, in the third turn, I'll just play a lost lieutenant. So I thought that was fantastic sportsmanship.
That's good sports, yeah.
Because Muddy, to explain to Muddy, if you lose your lieutenant, it absolutely it can hamstring
Let me guess, you get less orders.
You don't get less orders. You can't. You can't.
Every
chain them.
model has to have their own order.
You can't Rambo. You can't spend lots of orders on one.
You can't
character.
just give all your orders to
to
one dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get one. They get
You
one.
mean
order.
they have to actually play
Their
all
own
your
order.
pieces
Yeah.
properly?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, unless you
Maybe you
use command
should play-
tokens and turn irregular orders
yeah.
regular, and then you can avoid that situation.
I know
But
how to fix Infinity. No
You're-
lieutenants.
you really don't.
No. Anyway. So we played that, and I think in the third turn, so I was playing with Jodam, which and yes, I'll just full disclosure, I had a 2-tag list. I had a Squalus and a Jodam in the 300-point army. So
I don't even know what that is.
I
but no,
actually-
It's cheese. It's pure,
I know it's
pure
filthy,
cheese.
I was totally that guy. I
Yeah.
was 100% that tosser.
But you couldn't
so-
even commit to it enough to run double Jodam.
and it
You
wasn't even-
still chickened out
Yeah,
and put in a
well,
Squallow.
take a long-range artillery to
Yeah.
the long-range
So you-
grenade launcher.
So your list was filth, and
Yeah.
you took unpainted models. That is the
I-
cheesy combo.
I wouldn't look at it that way. Like I had about 25 models, and 2 of them were undercoated.
Oh, so you're doing that?
They're undercoated.
What's that thing we were discussing? Like,
Spam.
the spam list.
Well, no, there were 2 lists combined. 'Cause
Cheesy combo.
it was a double list. It was a double list event, Muddy. So you're allowed lots of models.
Filth.
No. So anyway, long story short, the Jotun, which is like the biggest tank in the game, it's the hardest to kill, the tag. It had 2 wounds on it, and it was Jamie's 3rd turn. And anyway, he basically he was trying to kill it essentially, and he rolled it up, and with its armor being so fantastic, I had to roll a 1 on D20 to fail. But his whole point was, I'd rolled like a couple of 1s during the game. He'd picked up on that and thought, I've seen you roll the 1s. So he shot it intentionally so that I'd obviously roll a 1. So he hit it, and it successfully scored a hit on the Jotun. And then I had to roll the bloody dice. And there he was. He was given all the dice, hexes. Go on,
Yep.
roll that
Bit of
roll that
voodoo
one.
on it, yeah.
Ooh. I was shitting myself. I was dead set shitting myself on rolling this dice. And anyway, I rolled it up, didn't roll a 1. I was like, yes! And he was spewing, but I was very happy. So, but look, top opponent. Could not ask for a better opponent. Top
Do
level.
you have sports? Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you don't have
Yeah.
sports.
No, we do have the QNK guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
JT
we were
did.
on a side sports scoring.
And then I played Dane in the second game with his Toha, and that was incredibly hard work. It was just such hard work.
Don't
And
even get me started.
even though I scored a major win, I scored quite a big victory. And I said to him at the time, it was hard. Every single order was hard fought, hard thought as well. It was just incredibly hard work, just with their rules and their symbio mates. Yes, you've scored 4 hits on them, but the symbio mate just takes the hits instead, and all those hits are wasted. It sucks. But yeah, and then went into the final game. So top table, I was pretty excited.
Did you
played
choke?
Dave with his Ariadna, which was
Hey, that's the guys I like.
there was 4
Yeah.
camel markers in his list.
US
Okay.
Ariadna?
Yep.
Do you have
Uh,
werewolves?
Oh no, it wasn't US Ariadna. It was vanilla.
Vanilla. Yeah.
Because the rocket. No, sorry, it was US Ariadna, but he had a stand-in rocket launcher guy for his rocket launcher for the grunts. That's what
Okay,
it was.
yeah.
That's what threw me. No, it was US Ariadna, and the guys you like.
Did you have werewolves?
No, he didn't.
So you don't.
He had
Yeah, he played a
werewolves.
good Ariadna list. Yeah.
he had Desperados instead. And anyway,
Desperado.
we played highly classified. He came fast out of the traps, scored a couple of objectives straight off the bat. But again, put me on the back foot. I had Desperados in my deployment zone on turn 1. So I had to do my classifieds. And anyway, we drew the heal your dude up classified. And we both said at the start of the game we wouldn't be cheesy and jump one of our guys off the buildings to hurt themselves to heal them up. So we agreed on that.
Why?
Beforehand, because it's cheesy. So we didn't do it, and the game ended in a draw, and that was it. So Dave took out first spot
Because he wouldn't jump a dude off a building.
Yep.
And
would
heal
be
him.
cheesy.
And he says he's competitive.
Yep.
I throw my dudes
come
off
you-
buildings because it's funny.
So how many points did he beat you by?
It went to we ended the tournament on the same tournament points, so then went to objective points. And because
okay.
Jamie's game was so hard fought, I didn't score as many objective points as what Dave did in his first game.
Yep.
Which meant he jumped the ladder and
Gotcha.
got it.
So did you end up
I
second?
thought maybe he got better painting scores than you, but
I ended up second.
Yeah.
And despite the cheesy tag list, I got best sports. So I was
Good effort.
I think he's just
That's
cashing.
better than a win, isn't it, Money?
It's
Yeah,
definitely better than
I
win.
think he's just cashing. He was just cashing in his celebrity status.
Celebrity.
status.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
he's
There's
signed-
nowhere I said to my
He'll
opponents, here's a
sign a
PSG card.
Game of ass cracking.
Nowhere. I did not do that. Nowhere. But I was very privileged to win that because Jamie was a great player, Dean was a great player, and Dave in the end. Despite
Yeah.
being a top table clash, we had an absolute ball, and I think that speaks a lot about our community at the moment.
Yep.
I think if we can grow that, then it's going to stand us in good stead moving forward.
That's fantastic. I didn't play on Saturday night, but I met the lads at the pub for a few beers and a burger. And I think that was fun.
What sort of burger did you get?
I actually had a Cubano sandwich, so pulled pork and some cheese and some pickles, a bit of mustard. Oh,
Yeah, that's all
drank Whiz Fizz, beer
Oh.
dry hopped with Whiz Fizz, and I'm thinking that's not going to make it into the brew rotation. That was
It just doesn't sound.
Whiz Fizz, yeah. So like when you brew, like you make your beer and then you put hops in, all right. But instead of putting hops in,
They
basically
put Whiz Fizz in.
they chucked a bunch of Whiz Fizz in there, and it just
No.
Didn't work?
oh the other lads seem to like it, but
Why don't you
Jesus,
sell yours? If they can do that, why don't you sell yours down there?
oh because I really brew in unsanitary conditions, so
Who cares?
I'd never
It's
get past
alcohol.
the
It's gonna kill whatever's in it. It's gonna be dead.
yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want pubes.
But then I was drinking
Yeah.
some milk stout, and that was incredible.
I'm still not convinced. You told me about that
Ah.
Sunday. I'm still not convinced. There's only one stout for me, and that's Guinness.
Yeah, you should try.
I'm not convinced.
But that was good. I mean, and that's you know, as we've discussed in the past, that's one of my highlights of a tournament weekend. And even though I couldn't make it out on Saturday to the games, it was good to catch up with the lads Saturday night and have a few brews and yeah.
I was the opposite. I
Nice whiskey.
instead of I was talking it up, saying yeah, I'm all for it, and then had to pull the pin and do the family thing on Saturday night.
Yeah, nobody's
Gamey.
perfect though.
You know, got to
You
put
know
the
what,
competitive
it was-
game first, boys. Got to put the
Gamey.
competitive
Didn't
game
want to
first.
have a hangover for Sunday.
That's it.
Hell no.
Gamey.
Straight in there.
You are listening to Power Stance Gamers. And now, this.
All right, so let's talk about Sunday because we were rabbited on a little bit, but that's fine. So Sunday rocked up and a bit quieter around the hall.
Yeah, very much so.
So all that was running on Sunday was Kings of War doubles event
Yeah, they had some sort of doubles.
and the Infinity Team event. There was War Machine scheduled, but only one player turned up for that.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is a bit of a bust. Which is, you know, it's still it interests me that a game like that, which has a player base, but I don't know whether it's so insular and it's like located in certain hubs in the city or something like that just and they don't make the effort to travel.
What about the
or-
Irresistible crowd? They used to have quite a War Machine.
Yeah.
thing
Don't know,
But see,
eh?
that's the thing.
Maybe
Irresistible
they-
Force is an hour away from Caboolture.
Yeah, maybe they're all headed.
Mm.
Maybe they're more centered around there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a shame anyway, because, you know, for that one dude that rocked up and was keen for a game, he was sitting there.
It also wonder why he would have rocked up, because you would know it's either on or off, and with one player rocking up, it's definitely not on.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of miscommunication there.
Aren't
by
there
the sounds of things.
sign-ups?
Yeah, I think they were taking sign-ups on the day for it, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
never
you
going to
must
work.
have a bit of an idea when
Yeah.
there's no sign-ups.
And I think actually that's probably a topic for another
Yeah.
episode. Is how do you get a tournament? How do you get numbers at a tournament?
Yeah.
How does you get a tournament to work?
Kings of War had some good numbers, though. They're rocking...
No? I have no
um,
idea. I have no idea what they're...
7 teams, I think. So 14 players.
14 players,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I guess I would have
That's
said
about
that.
their standard. It's
Yeah.
generally between 12 and...
And I have to shout out to
Maybe,
Ken,
maybe.
because Ken walked in the door that morning and looked like
Did
death
not look-
warmed
I,
up.
Did not look
saw
well,
that
did
he?
he went home. Yeah, he
Ah.
wasn't feeling too good.
No, he didn't look well at all.
Yeah.
But he made the effort to get
He got
there
the
and at
points
least
for
got
turning
his
up.
tournament underway, and then had to hand over
Yeah, I
to
think he's
Dan and just
I
said,
think I saw
Yeah.
on the faces.
Yeah.
Who Dan stepped up and then played so doubles event, played two armies.
two armies.
And TO'd as well.
Oh, how good's that though?
Yeah.
But it's brilliant. And but see that to me, that's a TO that's going above and beyond because he wasn't even meant to run that event.
Yeah, he's
But he's
rocked
just
up.
showed up and he's gone. There's
Oh,
a
crap.
problem, got to deal with it, and you know, big props to that.
Yep.
That's what you need to. If you're putting on an event like that, you've got to be prepared to step up and realize that sometimes shit's going to happen,
Shit gets loose.
and you have to
sometimes.
deal with it.
Yep.
So yeah, shout out to Dan, great work.
Nice work, buddy.
But yeah, that looks good. But again, it's to me, I'm looking at it, and there's literally shit going everywhere on a doubles Kings of War table. It looked very discordant. That's the
Yeah.
only word I can sort of come up to.
Oh,
But,
cool.
like, it looked fun, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but I'm trying to follow the game and there's stuff going on and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
But, you know, still, everyone seemed to have a really good time.
Yeah, I'd like to crack on with some doubles.
And yeah, we love doubles. So,
Yep.
That's my favourite event.
Well, we should have a blast at 9th then, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I will. Because I'm going to get maggot and I'm going to make you have to sit at the table and play it because I had to deal with Ball Scratcher. So you owe me.
Infinity, though, I managed to actually play Infinity on Sunday, which was good. I wasn't too hungover. That milk stout was obviously good for me.
It was all right.
Plenty of calcium in there.
Yeah, bit of a lining.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yep.
And, yeah, so no, it was really good. And played in the PSG team. So it was myself, Mr. Greg, and John Yance, who ringer for you because you don't like Infinity. And
Well, I was working too.
yeah,
so
that too.
Oh, wait up. You have to play. This is individual, isn't it?
This is individual,
oh,
yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. But, no, it was really good. I had 3 cracking games.
Yep.
It was really good. I took my JSA, my ninjas, and the cheesy list that JT wrote me, I toned it down a little bit.
Did you win?
I didn't win a single game. But
That list, you couldn't pull off a one
that's
win.
the thing. It
Not a draw. Did you
really
get a draw?
wasn't that filthy of a list.
3 losses.
Yeah, 3 losses. Although, a couple of things, like in my second game, so I've had first game versus Jesse, and that was really good, really open, and I cut Joan of Arc in half with Shinobu. And
That was cool.
that was just really cool. So I was happy with that.
No idea what you just said, but cool.
Alright, so Infinity, how they have the recreations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Joan of Arc, recreated.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Leading the charge for, what is it? Knights, religious knights. What are they called?
Military orders.
Military orders. Anyway, so she's charging around the battlefield, just chopping dudes in half and shooting cunts. And Shinobu the ninja just pops out and just has a weapon called a monofilament blade, like an edge that's 1 molecule thick, and just straight through her. And he failed his save, and he's like, "Oh, that's 1 wound," and I'm like, "Nah." And he's like, "Oh, but she's got no wound incapacitation." I'm like, "Nah, she's chopped in half." And it was a bit of a dick move.
No, she got 2 wounds to heavy infantry, but then whenever she loses the second wound, she essentially keeps stays alive.
Yeah.
It's like
Essentially
it's a
3
3
wound.
wound model, basically.
But this weapon,
Bypasses all that.
you fail your save,
It's
you're
it,
out of
you're
there. Yeah.
You're gone
It's
Yeah,
that's it.
basically.
Yeah.
So instead, you don't get your normal armor save against it. It's just damage 12, and
just
if you
ward
fail
save.
it,
You just get your ward
off
save.
you go. Yeah.
Or you're dead.
So that was fun. And I feel bad, but at the same time, the look on his face was kind of worth it.
Yeah.
But he still smashed me.
Yeah.
So, then I played Brendan in my second game, and that was really good too. He was playing Aleph, had Ajax, big ass hammer wielding Ajax.
Okay.
So I thought you would have been all shibby on that.
Oh, I've had it seen it.
And the
Maybe I
Myrmidons and that
yeah.
sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was really good. We played Rescue. We got a few rules wrong. We thought I won. Checked the rule. It turns out I lost. Got home, checked the rule. Turns out, no, I did win, but for
Oh.
another reason. So,
Oh my god.
no, I didn't win. I could have won because we did something wrong. But, yeah, all this sort of stuff. So, look, it really didn't matter in the end because it was just such a fun game. So, I'm keen. I want to rematch knowing the rules of this mission.
Because you think you got in this time.
No, I don't. I just think both of us, stuff worked for us and against us.
Yeah.
And I think that it'd be good to, and I don't know if he's listening to this, but if he would love a game sometime, we can have a proper game where we get it right.
Yeah.
And yeah, just an all-round top bloke to play. And last game played Mickey on Greg's jungle table. And this game was intense. And I mean, both of us were like, it was full on. Because I didn't want to lose all 3 games, let's be honest. So just had some good dice, had some good stuff, some stuff worked. But in the end, it just come down to him, basically last roll of the dice critted me. And I went from basically
So you failed.
a 3-2 win to a 7-2 loss. So
That
Jesus.
sucks, man.
just
That
one
sucks.
roll of the dice. And that's probably the thing I like least about Infinity.
I
Is
was
that
about to say,
one
'cause
The
crit.
crit mechanic.
Remember we were talking about Walking Dead and we played a multi-game.
Yeah.
And he was, we spent 2 hours playing it and it all came down to one dice roll.
Like, sometimes it's fine, but sometimes you feel like that's 2 hours that you just from a lucky dice.
Yeah, look, it can balance, but then it can be a great unbalancer.
Yeah.
And they've changed it again with the fatality level 2.
Yeah.
Where now Tarek Mansour crits on a 1
One,
all
and
the time,
his thing,
and whatever
yeah.
his crit number is.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I like that, really. I can see where they're coming from, but...
Yeah. Look, I like it. It's an interesting feature of the game. It sets it apart from other games, but at the same time, it can... And, this is a game I was kind of playing seriously, because Mickey's a great player. Let's not beat around the bush. He's one of the best in Queensland. And I had him for 2/3 of that game, but then it just sort of steamrolled at the bend, and that to have it end with a crit just kind of sucked a little bit. Take nothing away from Mickey. He played really well. So...
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
It would have been nice to at least have a chance to dodge or save the hit rather than just, too bad, off you go.
So sad. Well, I guess you do. You could crit dodge.
Crit dodge, yeah.
But, again, same odds, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose that's the thing. You've always got the same odds, whatever you're doing. It's just, if that person gets a crit against you and you don't, it sucks.
True that, yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm all zen now, anyway, so... But all in all, that was great. What about you? Did you enjoy the day?
I had an absolute ball. So I played, just quickly because I know we're chewing through the minutes here. My first game was against Todd with his Ariadna, and he did what you did to your opponents. He gave me his courtesy list with a mighty 4 orders on it.
Mine had 3, so I was worse.
And I guess it's just worth pointing out to listeners who know Infinity, there were 200-point lists with limited insertion rules. So 10 orders max over your 200 points. I took the Squalus with old NCA Pano, the Neoterra capital army. And I played Todd against his Ariadna, and Squalo went nuts, and so did the Auxilia I had with the flamethrower. Just ran rampant and flamed all his camel markers, and poor Todd, he did not know what to do. He really didn't. He just, every time the flame bot went near one of his markers, he just would look at me, and I'd say, well, I've got like 6 orders left. You know, what are you going to do? It's up to you.
What was the score on that game?
10-0.
10-0 to you. Here's the funny story. Start of the day, we get there, Greg's like, remember, it's just a fun day, we've got some soft lists, it's not going to matter, just have some fun, we're going to get smashed. He wins his first game 10-0 in about 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the day, come on boys, let's get in there, it's game on, let's go. And suddenly, it was,
back rubs.
Holy Jesus, it went from, hugs and
fun,
feel good to, let's win this bastard.
Yeah.
To be fair, with Todd, what happened was we played the game, and I actually killed so much of his stuff that he wanted to retreat. But then we actually got it wrong, because what happened was he had a trooper off the board, and we didn't realize it. I incorrectly assumed that you count stuff on your board, not the stuff off the board. That counts as being dead.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. That actually stuff counts towards your
total
retreat,
yeah.
which actually pushed him not on retreat, like actually went up.
Yeah.
So and we were talking about it, and we still had time left. We said, well, do you want to go back and keep playing? It's entirely up to you. Like, at this stage it was 9-1, I think. And he said, yep, that's, he was happy to go back and play. I said, you realise now, though, that I have a good chance of 10 zipping you? And he went, yep, but that's play on. I said, yep, cool. So we played that next turn.
Yep.
That he wasn't in retreat, and he had a chance to do a few things, but I smashed him. So, but yeah, and he was top opponent. And then I played Josh Franks in round 2, which was, what did we play? Capture and Protect, which is a bizarre mission. I really don't like it at all.
That's one of the tagline missions, isn't it?
I think it's probably one of the worst ITS missions there is. I think it gives the player going first too much advantage. But anyway, long story short, it was turn 3. Josh had poured 40 shots into my Squalus with his, what's the chick for combined army that Eddie drops in? She's got the wings things.
Yeah.
I forget what she's called. Anyway, she dropped in with her assault pistols, and 40 shots later the Squalus was still standing. It had 2 crits on it. That's the only thing he managed to do on it was the crits. She was still standing as well, but she soon died to the Squalus. Then that was his first turn. His second turn, he then had that Morat monkey thing that came up and then close combated the Squalus to death, but that took pretty much his entire second order pool. and then the third turn he managed to get 1 objective point. So it's 1-0 at this stage, and all I've managed to do is just
Not die.
not die, basically.
Yeah.
So it's third turn, 1-0. I've got 8 orders to try and get 1 point. He's got the whole board covered with suppressive fire, and it took me about 20 minutes to work out how to do it, which was way too long, but we had time. We had over an hour left. And anyway, I managed to, long story short, managed to jag the draw with my last order of the game to draw 1-1.
Yep.
Which I was stoked with.
I think my wife heard you shouting for joy from 25 kilometres away.
It was such a mind screw up of a game, that game. And we played it so quick as well. Like, there was no screwing around.
Yeah.
And then the third game was against Josh Donovan, who dreaded playing me because he saw the Squalus. And yeah, he beat me by 1 objective point in the end by the last roll of dice, similar to you, except it wasn't a crit. He boarding shotgunned my Auxilia, which denied me 1 objective point.
Yep.
Which sucked. But it was good play from his part. But again, I pushed him into retreat too soon. So
Yeah.
the game ended way too early.
Play too aggressive and you
I
chase off the
did.
board before you can complete your objectives.
Yep. That
Yeah.
was kind of a bit of a theme in most games.
Yeah. Squallow kills too much shit,
Yeah,
is
I've
what
got
you're
to
telling
learn
me.
to sort of tone it down, I think, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Have you got your own little Achilles or something?
That's a big killie
It's a
tag.
it's a 12-foot tall Achilles, is what
Yeah,
it is.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
it can shoot.
Oh, it's one of those robot things.
It can shoot grenades from
Ninja
like.
robots.
So you can be hidden behind a hill, and I can still shoot you from miles away and not worry about it. So it's one of the few pieces in the game that's really good at it.
What does it remind me of? There's supposed to be a computer.
Does it remind you of Brie or Camembert?
Robotech.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Like Robotech and all those. The robots.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mechs.
totally,
like
yeah.
that.
No, it's like, but this
But that's
game piece.
the Infinity aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Bretonian trebuchet. That's the best way to put it.
Well, it's got
Yeah.
shoots ordnance as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
as well as a big dirty grip big machine gun. So yeah, so look, lots of fun.
What I love about this day, though, is that JT wanted from the start for it to be a non-competitive event, so there was no prizes for first place, which is great. I love it. The prize for first place was instead replaced by player's choice.
But
For
he
the
still
team-
was gamey as fuck. He was getting all jumping
Well,
up and down
you know what he's like.
shoulder rubbing everyone.
You know what he's like. The first place prize instead went to the player's choice team, so the team that got the most votes for best opponents.
Yep.
And that team was, of course,
PSG,
Team
baby.
Oh,
PSG.
does that mean me?
No,
Yeah.
because you weren't there, you
Oh, but they knew that it eventually.
You don't get a
would become-
certificate.
would
So
become
we
me.
topped that out. Just it was tight. There was another team that had quite one of the teams we played got lots of votes too. So,
Yeah.
but more importantly, the lucky door prize of the fucking Tohar army.
What are the chances? Hang on. What are the chances here? What's the chance of bagging something so much, right, and then rocking up on the day
I
and
think
then
it's
winning?
hilarious.
What are the chances? I reckon
I think it's
it's-
hilarious.
it's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Like it's
And again, I don't want to seem ungrateful. I'm very grateful, and it's a great prize. Thank you, Justin, Emerald Hobbies, supporting the event. But
Really, Tohar?
really,
it's a lovely looking box. As I said to you,
it
it's
is.
a lovely looking box.
But the models are ugly as sin. They're so gross.
Yeah.
And they're weird. And the rules are
You're
weird.
gonna have to learn the rules.
Well, I do now. I've got to take them to CanCon, apparently.
Well, we could learn them together. We can be like Toha buddies.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Because I've got a Toha army.
Yeah. No, look, I mean, I'll crack them out and I'll have a go and I'll take them to CanCon.
You're going to take CanCon.
Yeah, I'll take
Really?
them to
Good
CanCon.
lad.
Look, it's been put out there by the community. You've got to give the people what they want.
Yep.
Don't you? End of the day.
Win CanCon and go to Interplanetary with them. And
With-
you're like,
yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Because everyone's just like, they do what again? And you're like, they do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't get it.
And you know, it doesn't matter because I go, it's just a Tohar thing. And people go, oh, whatever.
Just, I'll take my model off. God damn it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my highlight of the weekend was
Well, you
winning the
want some
Tohar.
free shit. You
Yeah,
can't
I did. Look,
complain about that.
I'm never gonna sneeze at $100 worth of army
Yeah.
that just
Dear.
lands in my
Yep.
pack, just for showing up to an event. So, but look, if I hadn't have seen him do the entries and the draw with my own eyes, I would not have believed that it was fucking legit.
The fact that I was like patting you in the back when they were about to draw it
Yeah.
out, like winding you up.
Everyone
And
was
then it-
looking at me.
Yeah.
Like the whole tournament was looking at me as he was drawing, and like no one was surprised
Yeah.
whatsoever that this is how it went down.
And look, like you said, big kudos to JT for changing it up and having no prize for first place. I think having as a sporting event, like a team event, and I like the team format worked really well. And I think just to explain, because other game system can use the same style. What happened was you had your army list and you put it face down on the table that you wanted, or the mission that you wanted your player to play. So you're playing the mission, you had no idea what you're going to face. So the other team captain then selected an army to play that mission and put its army face down on the table. Once both armies were face down, then you reveal them, and then you know what you're playing. Yeah. And off you go. So I thought that was very clever. It added not too much strategy, but an extra element of...
Yeah, absolutely.
Did it take extra time?
Not at all, no. We were straight, because we knew what we were doing, we were straight down. I think other people did actually play us a little bit. I think they played more... I think one team, I remember they had a conversation and said, "Oh yeah, we saw you this, we did this with you."
Yeah.
And I can't remember which team it was.
Yeah. But it depends on how deep you wanted to go with it. We just worked out, okay, you take these three, you take these three, you take these three, and we just wrote our lists according to that.
Who actually won though? Like, if there was a winner.
Oh yeah, it was Sean Houston's team with Josh Donovan and Mickey.
Yep. So the team that we played last.
So just saying, if Jacob hadn't got critted, and if I'd have successfully dodged or made an armor save with my last roll, we just quietly would have won the tournament. Just quietly.
Despite me not winning a game.
Yep.
So
I was carried.
Piggybacks with your filthy list.
I did. Well, Greg and John, two of the best Infinity players on the scene locally.
No. Just get rid of him. Seriously.
Well, John is, and Greg took the Squallow, so, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Alright, lads, we might leave it there. That's a really big wrap up of the weekend. Want to thank QNK for putting on
definitely
the Premier
Pick up the committee.
Great job, committee. Everyone involved.
Committee and the TOs.
And listeners, we encourage you to get out and enjoy QNK events. They
tournaments in general, get to them, enjoy them, and build a community. That's what it's all about, all around the country, all around the world. If you don't go to these tournaments, you don't help build a community, you don't have a big player base.
Yeah. And as I said, buy me a beer.
Yeah, me too, when I don't have to do family duties.
And a burger.
Yeah.
Catch us on iTunes. You can subscribe to us there. Don't forget, we are on Podbean too, if that's what you prefer. We've got our YouTube channel. You can check out our videos there. Hit Muddy up on Twitter. You can... Yeah, you'll get it eventually. And Facebook's where all the conversation happens. Guys, how good has Workbench Wednesday been lately?
Awesome.
Some seriously good stuff coming through there.
Well, Swordmaster's going to be putting his stuff up hopefully tomorrow.
Swordmaster has been putting his stuff up.
Actually, good point. We're in the future.
We are in the future.
Yeah.
Nah, in all seriousness, check us out, get involved, let us know what you want to hear, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks heaps.
Thank you for listening to Power Stance Gamers, the #1 place for tabletop banter. You know you love us. See you soon.
It's Eternal and Mix, well on the track once again, killing it. T-Dot to Munchie, y'all connection, funk resurrection. Ha. Yeah.